What's happening, everybody? It's me, Sam Strong, or as some of you might know me, the Bushcraft bodybuilder. I kid. I try not to take myself too seriously. Regardless, it's been way too long since I've done an outdoors video. And since I'm getting ready to attend the Georgia Bushcraft Spring Gathering, I figured why not make a video for you, letting you know some items that I would recommend if you want to get into bushcrafting or backcountry adventuring. If that's something you're into, stay tuned to the rest of this video. All right, before I go into the items that I'm carrying, I want to tell you about the 5 C's of survival. These are the 5 items that are going to be the hardest for you to duplicate or replicate on your own out in the field. A cutting tool, combustion, container, cover, and cordage. 5 C's makes it easy to remember those 5 essential items. My first number 1 cutting tool I'd like to show you is my Scout knife by WK Forgeworks. Scotty makes some of the highest quality knives I've ever seen, and they're made right here in the United States. He also accompanies them with another one of the 5 C's, a combustion tool. This here is called a ferro rod. And with these 2 items combined, you should be able to make a fire just about anywhere. Next, you're going to see I'm carrying this piece of kit. It's called a chest rig. This one here is made by 511. It allows you to carry your essential items in a quick, easy to access point on your body without having to load your pockets down. Because loading your pockets down with gear, even on a short hike, can become cumbersome, uncomfortable, and have a tendency to rub you the wrong way. Next, good quality backpack. I'm not an ultralight guy. I prefer a backpack that's bomb-proof, that I can pack down and throw down a mountain if I need to and not have it burst open, or be able to lay it down next to my camp at night and not have the critters be able to rip into it. This one here is made by the Hidden Woodsmen out of 500D Cordura nylon. Also just so happens to be the limited Sam Strong edition. Alright, so as far as what I carry in my chest rig, I want to have some items that I can get to real quick if I need them. One, I carry a little flask with me of water. I do carry additional water in my pack, but if I just want something to be able to sip on while I'm hiking, I carry this. Some guys might want to put some kind of booze in here. I'm 10 years sober, so water it is for me. Next to that, I also carry a portable battery because I think it's very handy to have a battery to either charge my phone if I'm out recording on a trip, or if I want to have my lamp plugged in. This works as well. This one here is made by Nest Out. Also comes with a little tripod, kind of a handy item. Again, just something I didn't want to have in my pocket or buried at the bottom of my backpack. I also have a power cord in here, some trauma shears, and another blade, because 2 is 1 and 1 is none. That's a good rule to follow as well. This one here is the Folding Kukri by Night Elements, Jason Knight's knives. And that's what I carry right here in the front on my chest rig. Also, you could probably see these little strips right here. These are some very, very highly bright, effective glow strips to help it so I can see my gear at night, or if I'm hiking with people, they can see me without having a flashlight going off. Also a cool place to hang my shades. Now let's get into my pack. Right on the top here, I'm sure you'll notice, because they're nice and bright, is these orange straps. These are the Infinity Tool by Model, M-O-D-L. Highly recommended. They kind of refer to them as the zip tie on steroids, or crack. Either way, steroids and crack, I don't recommend. But I do recommend these bad boys. Right on the front here, again, another good cutting tool. A small hatchet to be able to help process wood is worth its weight in gold when you're out in the backcountry. Trying to process wood with your knife is possible, but very difficult. So I'm going to recommend a good hatchet. This one is by Gransforsbruk, made in Sweden. Then right on the top here, my Pathfinder hammock. I find it to be more reliable to be able to throw a hammock up for a good night's sleep than trying to sleep on the ground. I'm a bit older. Sleeping on the ground just doesn't do me the same anymore. So a hammock is a key piece of kit, and Pathfinder makes a darn good one. I do, in case I want to camp on the ground, carry a set of tent poles. I know it might be kind of crazy because you'd think, man, you're out in the woods, you can find them anywhere. Having these are strong, reliable, they're not going to bend or snap in the middle of the night. It's about convenience, they're super light, so why not throw them in the pack? Again, I mentioned the 5 C's. Container. You're going to want something to be able to hold your water in and something to be able to boil in. You don't want to boil in the same container that you're drinking out of. You want to have a different container for that. So back to the 5 C's, containers. Another very useful cutting tool is a small folding saw. I cannot tell you how useful this has been to me on many, many trips. This one here is made by Silky. It's the Gomboy Curve. Highly reliable. I swear by it. I also like to keep things in bright orange if you haven't noticed. I could throw this on the ground and it's going to be way harder for me to lose than if I wanted it in green or some other natural color. Try to pick unnatural colors for gear that is important to you so you don't lose it. Another great piece of kit to have, again in a nice bright color here, is a sit and kneel pad. Something to throw underneath your knees if you're sitting next to the fire or kneeling next to the fire or setting up your camp so you don't tear up your body, because comfort is more important than you would think when you're out in the field, because wearing down your body happens fast enough as it is. You don't need to make it any faster. Next, we get into cover. I have my Whoopee blanket by Zero Foxtrot. I believe they call it a Whoopee because you whoopee cold without it. Now I keep that in a dry bag. This is a nice lightweight, ultra lightweight dry bag made by Eberly stock. I want to keep my cover in here because this would be a darn shame if it got soaking wet. Anything else in my bag can get wet and it wouldn't cause me as much discomfort as having my one cover item soaked. So I recommend you carry a very lightweight dry bag in your day ruck. It'll save you a lot of uncomfortable hours. Next, another piece of kit that I highly recommend is a shemagh. This one here is large enough that I could roll stuff up in there and carry it around my waist as another sort of carrying tool. I can make a sling out of it, small cover, I could filter things through it. There are so many uses for a shemagh, so I highly recommend you grab one of these and throw it in your weekend kit. Again, another piece of cover is my Pathfinder tarp. You might think, why not just grab one of those polyurethane blue crunchy tarps? Those will work. On a budget, absolutely grab one of those. But if you have a few extra dollars that you can throw towards a nicer nylon tarp that's got extra tie-out points, you can make all kinds of comfortable camping covered situations for sleeping, or even just covering your gear. Again, that one's made by Pathfinder. Overkill on the cover, because I truly believe in it. It's one of the 5 C's, harder to replicate. I have another tarp right in here. I use this as a ground tarp. I lay this on the ground so I can keep my gear dry, clean. This is the blackout tarp by the Hidden Woodsmen. I don't think he makes these anymore, but if you can have another tarp to put on the ground that's lightweight, why not carry that? Some of you might think this is crazy, but I recommend bringing your own camping stakes, and bring a bunch of them. Bring a ton. Yes, again, you can whittle them down out of sticks out in the wilderness, but why not have some solid, reliable metal hooked stakes to be able to tie down your stuff, to be able to create your shelters? Makes life so much easier. And lastly, I believe in having a good cook kit. I have my little ditty bag here made by Pacific Northwest Bushcraft, where I carry a spatula, wooden spatula, carved for me by the Maple Made Buck Saws, Jody Funk up in Canada. I don't think he makes these anymore, but I'm blessed to have gotten one from him. My fork and spoon by Outdoor Element. This is part of their mess kit. You can pick this up at any REI these days, I do believe. And my folding skillet made by Corporal's Corner. Great piece of kit, tiny, easily fits in my backpack. You can also pick up a Pathfinder skillet. Both are great, but I really recommend this one here because it's just smaller and more convenient for a one-person cooking item. And that's that, folks. That is what I recommend that you get used to or get familiar with if you're going to start bushcrafting or backcountry adventuring. Sam Strong out.